Hey everyone, Rarity Dash here, time for another Patreon-sponsored reaction video. And this one comes to you courtesy of Chatty Pone, who has requested that I react to the top 10 worst hit songs of 2017 by Todd and the Shadows. So yeah, if you don't know, Todd is another person who used to work for Channel Awesome, like the Nostalgia Critic and Linkara and other people I've reacted to before. And like those people, I was a fan of his back in the day, and yeah, actually for him, he's probably the one that I followed the longest. I think as recent as just over a year ago, I was still watching his stuff. And that's just because, well, music is something that I'm interested in and that I care about. So music reviews, it's an easier sell on me than some things. So, yeah, I followed him for a while. And also, I like the guy, and I think he has a good perspective. Though eventually, I don't know, he just sort of started to fall off for me. He started to be not as fun or funny as he used to be, so I kind of moved away. But I still have a fondness for Todd, and I'm excited to see this list, because his end-of-the-year lists were always some of the best videos. And I have seen like pretty much all the other ones. I think it's just this one and the best list for 2017 that I haven't seen. So it's fortunate that this is the one that the requester wanted. The problem is that I'm probably not going to know much on this list. I haven't watched most of his videos for the year for 2017 that he made, so I'm not going to really know the songs that he's covered before, and I won't know any of the songs that he hasn't covered because, yeah, I don't really listen to pop music on my own. I don't really care that much, but yeah, he usually puts together a good list, so I'm sure this will be pretty fun, and it'll be presented well, and I'm excited to see what's on it and what pop music right now is, or it was a year ago. I'm sure it's not that different, but I guess we'll see. Anyway, let's go ahead and get this started. Here we go. Starting with the piano, as always. Don't recognize the song. The top 10 worst hit songs of 2017. A year-end review.
Well, we're still here. Been a crazy year, right? Really crazy and chaotic and difficult and not much fun. One of those years. So naturally, during one of the most turbulent years in recent history, American pop music responded to that turmoil in full force by producing some of the dullest, samiest, most monotonous collections of music ever. This year sucked.
I'm not
surprised.
You
know what? They can't all be winners. I've covered bad years before.
Yeah, it seems like most years suck.
It's the worst year in pop music I've ever covered. But it is definitely the least relevant year in pop music I've ever covered. The big names fizzled out, or in some cases imploded spectacularly, to be replaced by a constant string of mid-tempo EDM and indistinguishable mumbling trap songs.
That sounds horrible.
There were algorithms that could tell you whether something would be a hit, but this is the first year I've really felt like computers were writing our popular music.
I wouldn't be surprised.
You could tell the difference between all of this.
Wouldn't put it past them. Wow. Yeah, I see
Honestly, it was really hard for me to find 10 songs that even stood out enough to be worth hating. This well and truly felt like the year pop music stopped mattering. But it wasn't all bad. Let's focus on the good things that happened this year. Like, for example, I managed to get out one of my lists by the end of the year.
Okay. Woo! Yeah, you never did that before.
Down.
I'm at an all-time.
We're always like a month late.
The top 10 worst hit songs of 2017.
There we go.
Number 10. You know what? It wasn't a completely awful year in music news, at least not for me. Want to know why? Because I finally have a rock station.
New York's new alternative.
Yes,
they didn't have one in New York.
Finally has a radio station that plays alternative rock again.
Wow.
It's been years. You know, when I moved to New York,
how did that happen?
Cultural capital of America, I thought it'd be so easy to stay in touch with hip new bands, but it actually got so much harder. The radio stations suck up here. It's like I took a trip to Italy and then I got served SpaghettiOs. Having that is so great. This is the kind of music I grew up on.
It's a great comparison.
I mean, hell, maybe it's making a comeback. It is just so gratifying to hear an actual left-of-the-dial, non-mainstream, forward-thinking music station back in the city. Hell, I have an app for it on my phone. I mean, why don't we listen to it right now? Left of the dial.
As a Replacements fan, I appreciate that.
This is a betrayal.
Oh.
Okay, look, I was kidding about an alt-rock station being forward-thinking.
Yeah, I know this song's kind of
times for years. But even if
controversial.
It's not alternative to
I mean, this has come up in my
anything,
music chat on my
try
Discord
for rock.
before.
Thunder. What's thunderous about this?
And people who even like this band seem
Look
to
at this guy. Is he even doing
be divided
anything?
on it.
Is his guitar even mic'd? If I tune into a rock station and someone's singing about thunder, it better sound like this. Yeah, maybe we could split the difference.
I think that voice is really what ruins the song for me.
It's just making it worse. I've heard this called a ripoff of Royals, but this is less a Lord ripoff than a ringtone that they're trying to trick you into being a song. Imagine Dragons has somehow found an uncanny valley for music. It sounds like music, yet there's something just off about it. What even explains their success? I don't get it. I read an article that argued that it was their mix and match approach to genre. It's kind of rock, but it's also kind of electronic. It's music for everybody, which means it's music for nobody. What does an Imagine Dragons fan even look like? What would that say
out there.
about you? I don't know. I guess it would say that you like fine consumer products. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to shop for a new Jeep Cherokee on my Microsoft Surface.
Nice.
All time.
Number 9.
Maroon 5.
Oh.
You know, that one. It was called... I don't remember the name. Or how it goes. It was, well, I'll think of it. Had a really annoying vocal melody. It was really pointless. Was it called Naps? I think it was called Naps. No, that's not from this year. Something more recent. I think it had a guest rapper, or maybe it was like a duet with another singer. It was someone good that was completely wasted on this song and phoning it in. That's not helping, is it? What was it?
Don't ask me.
Yeah, that's it. Don't Want to Know. With Kendrick Lamar. Jeez, for the love of God, someone stop putting Kendrick Lamar on pop songs. He clearly does not want to be there. Actually, hold up. I don't think this was it. It's not annoying enough. Must have been one of the other ones.
Oh.
I guess this was it. Cold with Future. Yeah.
Yeah, this sounds pretty
I don't know why I
dull.
even try to tell Maroon 5 songs apart anymore. How long has it been since Maroon 5 sounded like they gave a shit? There's been
Probably a while.
3 Thor movies since the last time Maroon 5 was a real band. In fact, I'm fairly certain that Adam Levine is 100% CGI at this point. And no, this isn't the song I was thinking of either.
Oh.
Did they release any other songs this year?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is it. It was definitely this one. That one song featuring
Yeah, that
What's
sounds
Her Face.
pretty annoying.
Actually, I like SZA. She deserves a lot better than this, but Maroon 5 has a way of dragging people down to their level. I guess on one level, this isn't really any worse than any other Maroon 5 songs, which aren't even ambitious enough to be bad, but it's been year after year of this shit with no break. I have absolutely no tolerance for Adam Levine anymore. This makes it on the list because Levine still knows just how to be catchy enough to get one line of melody stuck in my head. This is the sound dolphins make when they die.
Wow.
Hell, even the title sounds like a robot wrote it. Human, explain how to do what lovers do. But if you want me to be honest, here's the point where I got angry enough at this song to put it on the list. I went to see a movie a couple months ago, and out in the theater, among the movie posters, I saw this. This is an actual picture I took. They advertised the goddamn music video, which had already been out for months at this point, like it was an actual movie.
Yeah, that's,
It's not even a good video.
The Moon!
Special effects is not the same thing as being good. Yeah, screw this song, which... I've already forgotten the name of it.
I can understand why.
All time.
Number 8. When I started doing the show, I really did not like Beyonce. I've come around on her, and I've eaten up everything she's made this decade. I even have a Tidal subscription because of her. But I'm still uneasy with the messianic cult that she has. It's like people are going out of their way to make everything she ever does the greatest thing anyone has ever done. Everyone treats her like she's so far beyond human. Oh, she can do anything. She can turn water into wine. She can even make the new Ed Sheeran song worth listening to. No, calm down. No one can do that. That's impossible.
We were just kids when we fell in love.
I've called Ed Sheeran a lot of things in my reviews, but one thing I've never called him is boring. And believe me, that's always my first instinct with pure boring folk singers like him, but he's not boring. He's very interesting. Even at his worst, he's a very unique performer. He writes intricate rhymes, compelling melodies.
Usually he's fine.
No one but Ed Sheeran would have written it. It's a weird goddamn song. But now, as we speak, as this song is currently
he does have some boring songs, though. I don't think this is the first.
I want to say that for the first time, I am completely fucking bored by Ed Sheeran. This is the most basic, least inspired song in his entire career. It has absolutely none of his personality. This thing is so half-assed, it makes Thinking Out Loud look like a
that one.
rock opera.
That's a pretty boring song.
Now, in most circumstances, this song would have been released, charted at number 30 or something, and then disappeared like any other fourth single off an album. But like I said, Perfect is currently at number 1, and that would absolutely not have happened were it not for the fact that Beyonce decided to record a duet version and release that. Beyonce in 2017 has thoroughly outgrown the Hot 100, so I guess she felt the need to pop in and remind people that she can still have actual hit singles. But dear God, why did it have to be this?
Looking so beautiful, I don't.
This duet doesn't make a lick of sense. For one, the attempted humble sincerity of the original doesn't match well with Beyonce's overwhelming goddessness. But more importantly, it forces you to think of Ed Sheeran and Beyonce as a couple.
We were just kids when we fell in love.
We were both kids? Okay, first off, Beyonce is 10 years older than Ed Sheeran. But more importantly, persona-wise, Beyonce is 1,000,000 years old and has been worshipped by primitive cultures since prehistory, whereas Ed Sheeran is a 6-year-old who still wets his pants. Comparatively, I mean, I totally get Ed Sheeran calling Beyonce perfect. Don't really understand it in reverse, though.
All time.
Number 7.
More of these guys.
Yeah, we're not done Imagining Dragons yet. I've disliked
It's a
plenty
cool band
of
name.
Imagine Dragons songs, but Jesus Christ, this is on another level. Listening to this is work. Like doing push-ups or walking 5 miles through the snow. I have no idea why people embrace this lumbering, empty shell of a song.
First things first, I'ma say all the words inside my head.
First things first is an opening line for people who don't know what they're going to write about.
First things first. Relax.
In point. That song wasn't really about being fancy, and this isn't really about being a believer. Now take me to church.
Take me to church.
I also thought that song was pretentious and boring, but at least I understood what he was worshiping. He was worshiping ass.
Tells me worship in the bedroom.
He was moved to religion because he got some really good ass. Not something I thought deserved that ultra-serious tone, but at least it's something. This, though, believer of what?
Second thing, second, don't tell me what you think that I can be. I'm the one at the sail, I'm the master of my sea.
Okay, I'm supposed to, 1, make you a believer, and 2, I'm not supposed to try to convince you of anything. What do you want from me? I assume they wanted something big and epic sounding, but this doesn't sound epic to me. Everything Imagine Dragons does sounds hollow. Thunder was an attempt to remake Royals, and Believer is, I guess, trying to be Black Skinhead. But everything they do has this sickly plastic sheen to it. It's the audio equivalent of already chewed gum.
Wow.
You can't eat it, and it only has a trace of flavor left from what it was supposed to taste like in the first place. So, that's alternative rock in 2017. Guess it's back to Hot 97 for me. Imagine Dragons. How about imagining good music? Can we do that instead?
All time.
Number 6. No, the traditional model pop star doesn't seem to be doing all that well in today's anti-pop climate, but There are exceptions, like those One Direction kids.
Oh.
They're all doing pretty
They're
well
still
for
around?
themselves, huh? And they've become surprisingly distinct. I don't think we've ever seen a group split apart like this and then have each and every member diverge into such successful and wildly different solo careers. Never. It's never happened.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that one time it happened.
Yeah.
And, yeah, none of the solo careers have been, good exactly.
Oh, wow. Well, that sets them apart.
Liam is doing obnoxious DJ Mustard crap, and, Niall's doing what sounds like a dad rock version of a sex jam, like something Eric Clapton would have recorded in the 80s. But I feel like all of them have been left in the dust by the one who got out of the gate first. And he has such a commanding lead in terms of both success and sucking that his former bandmates will never, ever catch up.
I don't wanna live forever, 'cause I know I've been living in pain.
Yeah, that seems
Zayn
pretty
Malik was
unlistenable.
already the first One Directioner to have a solo hit. And now with I Don't Want to Live Forever, he becomes the first One Directioner to have 2 hits, as well as the first One Directioner to rip himself off, as this is basically just his first hit as a
Wow.
duet. He also becomes the first person in history to, paradoxically, look more like a 5-year-old after growing a full beard. I don't really know what to say about this. You can just recycle everything I said about Pillow Talk here. The only difference is that it has Taylor Swift on it.
Well, I mean, that's
I
something.
did notice that Taylor Swift sounds really strange singing to Zayn about how much she wants to have sex with him. I thought at first maybe she can't do sexy, but she's proven she can.
Well,
Eventually I realized it sounds weird because I can't imagine her having a conversation with another actual human being. I kind of imagine her just constantly talking to a mirror.
wow.
This is basically what I think is going on in Taylor's head at all times. The only other interesting thing about this song is that it comes off the soundtrack of the 50 Shades sequel. And
Of
boy,
course.
This is a song that deserves to be associated with 50 Shades, alright. In fact, it's the most 50 Shades song ever because it's the worst song from that series, ducking under an already low bar set by The Weeknd.
Oh. Okay.
Maybe because it's for a movie, I think it's trying to sound cinematic, by which I mean it sounds like those hilarious slowed down cover songs from movie trailers.
For the tie that bind.
For the record, I love every single one of those covers. Comedy gold each and every time. So yeah, if unintentional hilarity is what Zayn and T-Swizzle were going for, no, it doesn't even achieve that.
Come back home. After these messages,
Well,
we'll be right back.
I spliced them together.
Time.
Number 5.
I don't dance now, I make money moves.
There were a lot of trap songs this year. And, it's not my genre. I don't really get it. But I don't put things on my worst list because I don't get them. Not getting it is a different feeling from not liking it. Or at least it is for me.
Makes sense.
But it feels like it wouldn't be honest if I didn't put at least one trap song on here. And fortunately, right at the end of the year, the chart spat out a song that even a clueless idiot like myself can tell how shit it is.
Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang,
Okay.
Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang. Spread their racks on new chain.
This is Gucci Gang by Lil Pump. I don't know a thing about Lil Pump, except he's from Miami, he looks like a forgotten Suicide Squad character, and he has a terrible rap name. I don't know why you would give yourself a name that's literally a synonym for small dick.
Gucci gang, Gucci gang,
I-
Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang.
Are there
Gucci
any
gang,
other
Gucci
lyrics?
gang, Gucci gang.
I would call this song one of the most obnoxiously repetitive songs I ever heard, except for the fact that it's only a blessedly short 2 minutes long. My morning pee takes longer than this song fragment. But what's more important is that it's not even an original repetitive song fragment.
Versace, 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 whoa, Versace.
Oh yes, this was a banner year for Migos, who were all over everything. But they also got ripped off so hard by so many mumbling dumbasses in 2017 that they should just consider suing the year. The actual entire year. And few were as blatant about it as Lil Pump. He literally just changed which designer he was rapping about. That's all he did.
People listen to
He
this?
stole their flow, he stole their hook, he even stole their sound effects. I'm not even a huge fan of Migos, but they're allowed to do this. That's their thing that they came up with. And it's not like Lil Pump ups the lyricism on his one verse. Yes, count it. One single, lone, solitary verse.
None of this shit be new to me. Nope. Fuck my teacher called tutory.
What? Why would I call it that? Okay, Rap Genius tells me that it's short for statutory.
Oh.
I guess Lil Pump is bragging that his teacher raped him, and that he doesn't know how statutory is pronounced. What's the opposite of wordplay? What distinguishes this guy from a billion other SoundCloud rappers? Is this all there is to it? I'm starting to get the feeling that trap music is so popular right now, not because people like it, but because it's so absurdly easy to make. Can anyone do this? You just say a random word over and over again. Waffle iron, waffle iron, waffle iron, waffle iron.
Yeah.
Waffle iron, waffle iron, waffle iron, waffle iron. Buffalo, 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 buffalo.
Sounds about the same to me.
Number 4. Most popular song of the year. Thanks, America.
I'm in love with the shape of you. We push and pull like a magnet.
Okay, this isn't
When I
as...
first reviewed this song, I think I might have given the impression that I dislike Ed Sheeran singing about sex because he's unattractive.
Yeah, this
That's
isn't as
not
boring
wrong.
as the other one.
The entire history of popular music has been an
I
uninterrupted
forgot how it
streak of
sounded.
ugly guys pretending to be studs. It's not that he's unattractive. I'm not even sure he is unattractive. If you go to the movies right now, apparently the hottest guys that all the girls are crazing over are a freaky-looking pockmark emo douche and a goddamn fish man. And honestly, I do kind of get it for both of them. So what if Ed Sheeran looks like a life-size Cabbage Patch doll? Lots of guys have done well with a lot less than what Ed has. The problem is that he's so incapable of projecting anything but perpetual virginity.
I'm in love with the shape of you.
Ed Sheeran sounds like acne. Ed Sheeran sings
Oh no,
about
I don't think
sex
this sounds
like
all that
he'd
bad.
rather be playing D&D. We've reached the point where Charlie goddamn Puth, has managed to convey more heat. It's not like the rest of the song communicates it either. The entire production of this song baffles me. What part of this song is supposed to be sexy? The plinkety-plonk beat? The monk chanting? Ed's wispy British accent?
Now my bed sheets smell like you.
I mean, that's...
All I can think
Okay,
of
the
when
lyrics
I hear
kind
this
of
song
suck,
is
but...
Ed Sheeran rubbing his
I like the
face
sound of
into
it.
his sheet so he can sniff his own love stank still on it. That's your hot sex jam of 2017. Jesus Christ, it's a wonder anyone got laid this year.
I'm in love with the shape of you. And all time.
Number 3. Speaking of bad sex songs.
Body like a back road.
Oh.
Driving with my eyes closed. I know every curve.
I think I remember his review of this one.
2017 was a great year for walking testicle Sam Hunt, who had a monster country hit with Body Like a Back Road. How big? Well, it was only the longest running #1 country single of all time.
Wow.
Of all time!
Wow.
Eat that, Merle Haggard!
Got a girl from the south side. Got
Depressing.
praise in her hair.
Well, at the very least, unlike Ed Sheeran, I believe Sam Hunt knows what sex is. In fact, I'm fairly certain he's thinking about either tits or beer at any given moment. So why does this rank higher than Ed Sheeran? At least Sam Hunt is authoritatively stupid and gross, right? Well, I can tell you why. This is the worst song because I absolutely cannot get it out of my fucking head.
Oh. I mean,
It is one
there
of
is
the
a
most
hook there.
insidious, brain-destroying choruses I've ever heard. Putting on my shoes now. God damn it! Wasting time on Facebook. Wasting time.
I'll still go to Facebook.
Like, even ignoring the lyrics, this is an annoying song.
Got hips like honey. So thick and so sweet.
The idea of anyone getting turned on by this meathead telling them their hips are thick and sweet. Just why? Why? If there is one positive thing I can say about this song, it's this. It's possibly so successful that Sam Hunt has decided that he can retire on it and never record again.
On a highway.
I don't know.
It's entirely possible. That song came out 11 months ago, and Sam Hunt has yet to release a follow-up or announce a release date for his next album or even a title for it. Maybe the guy's just done. Maybe he's racked with writer's block trying to recapture the glory of Body Like a Back Road.
I'm sure that's it.
Hey Sam, if you're listening, here are some ideas I'm spitballing out that would match the irresistible southern charm of Body Like a Back Road. Ahem. Ass like a refrigerator. Sexy as an abandoned wall. I literally tried to fuck a tractor this one time. Tried to fuck a tractor, banged it in the backyard. God, that's gonna be in my head now.
All the time.
Number 2. Now, as most of you know, I am not good at predictions. I get very many things wrong. I tried to play it safe in 2017 and predict things that were pretty much guaranteed to happen, like La La Land winning Best Picture, Falcons winning the Super Bowl after going 25 points ahead, Republican winning in Alabama. Yeah, this has been a rough year for old Todd. So, I'd just like to highlight the one prediction I got right from back in 2012.
This is where Taylor Swift started.
He said the way my blue eyes shine.
And this is where she is now.
I remember when we broke up the first time.
And I can only assume this is what she'll sound like in the future.
Getting dark and it's all too quiet and I can't.
Is that where we are now?
Who called it?
Look what you made me do.
This song.
Look what you made me do. Look what you just made
Of course.
me do. Look what you just made me do.
This was a year of many tragic deaths. We lost many dearly beloved artists in 2017. But the most tragic death this year was old Taylor Swift, who was brutally murdered by a confused psychopath who makes terrible music. I'm not always the most up-to-the-minute reviewer, but one of the real joys I had in music this year was watching the awfulness of this song break the internet in real time. And even months later, we're all still reeling from the disaster, trying to put together how the most self-conscious artist of our time made the least self-aware song of the decade. Now, I've already detailed the years...
I don't think it's that bad.
But I think the bigger guide to what happened can be found from a little song she released back in 2010.
And all you're ever gonna be is mean. Why you gotta be so mean?
See, this was her first anti-hater song, framed as a simple song about bullying. In it, she pretty clearly details her ambitions.
Someday I'll be living in a big old city.
And look where she was just a few years later. But more importantly, that song tells us why she wanted to be in a big old city.
Someday I'll be big enough so you can't hit me.
Oh, honey. Oh, no.
I'll be big enough so you can't hit me.
The fact that Taylor thought no one was going to hurt her if she got big and famous enough, that's just a Shakespearean.
Yeah.
No wonder she went insane.
I don't trust nobody and nobody trusts me.
This is not the first Taylor Swift song where she revels in her pop star image, but it's the first time where she doesn't seem like she's enjoying it. Taylor Swift has received a lot of abuse from a lot of people, and I've always suspected most of it was unfair, but hearing this song was the first time I really believed everything bad I've ever heard about her.
Wow.
Not because she's willingly playing the villain, but because she unintentionally reveals herself to be confused, defensive, and insecure, just like any actual bully. This is Taylor Swift proudly showing off her burn book and expecting us to be impressed. Yeah, no. Is there any upside? Maybe. Get the feeling we'll never see another song about her haters, because as the video shows, she hasn't really thought about anyone but Taylor Swift for a long-ass time.
What you just made me do, look what you just made me do.
And now, before we get to number 1, let's look at a few of the songs
Honorable
that
mentions.
deserve dishonorable mentions.
Or dishonorable. Same thing.
I was complaining about how pop music seemed to be disconnected from the zeitgeist. But you know what? After 10 months of this miserable year, the number for the National Suicide Hotline was one of the biggest hits in the country.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I got a lot of people saying that this was their worst song of the year. But except for an amazingly misconceived 2 seconds, I didn't think it was that bad. As always, I'm kinder to songs with good intentions, and if it does some good, I'm not gonna complain. But oh man, did Logic find the quickest possible way to show that he didn't have a clue what he was talking about in just 4 amazing words.
Feel like my life ain't mine. Who can relate?
All my ladies with suicidal depression say hey! And all my fellas who have self-endangering mood disorder say ho! When I say self, you say harm.
'Cause I got issues.
Oh.
Sucks.
Sounds like it.
Here's here's another song that's not necessarily the worst ever, but has a truly woeful 2 seconds. You already know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Okay, dirty laundry usually means dirty secrets, but that doesn't make any sense, so it can only be literal here.
Yeah?
Which means, what, he's having sex on a pile of gross smelly laundry? Or is he just hanging up his dirty boxers and it's dripping onto the floor? What does any of that have to do with slow hands?
I don't know. This guy's still
Jason
around.
Derulo, still sucking in 2017. Most of us won't do anything for as long as Jason Derulo has sucked.
What about us?
Oh,
What about us?
Pink really needs to hang it up at this point.
probably.
I didn't know that I was starving till I tasted you.
Haley Steinfeld got an Oscar nomination at age 14, bringing the Coen brothers' words to
Oh,
life.
that
And
girl.
now she
Okay.
does this.
Oh, that's a
Don't need no butterflies when
change of
you give
direction.
me the whole damn
Wow. The
I didn't know
whole
she could
zoo.
sing.
Oh, baby, you don't just give me butterflies. You've got, like, rhinos in my stomach.
Oh,
You know what? I'm still not a huge fan of Ray Sremmurd, but I do at least appreciate them now. Enough that I'm offended on their behalf when some copycats show up jocking their style.
I just wanna rolly with a dapper ranch.
Don't dip your luxury watch in ranch dressing. Yuck. Yes, I know what it actually means. Don't at me. Alright, that's it for that. Now, finally, the worst song of the year. Let's do this.
All the time.
what's this gonna be?
Number 1. Now, I know what you're asking. Wait, Look What You Made Me Do was not the worst song of the year? How? How is that possible? Well, it's complicated. Now, I always like to say that I rank the worst list based on what songs have the least good about them, not the most bad. But honestly, I go back and forth. Sometimes I think no taste is worse than bad taste. But this year I mostly ranked the really obnoxious songs as worse than the merely insipid or uninspired. But here's a thought. What if somehow someone managed to do both? What
Okay.
if someone released a song that was both unendurably irritating, yet somehow also flavorless and bland at the same time? Well, guys, guess what? We got something that managed this remarkable feat, and it is my number 1 worst song of the year.
I'm curious. What's this gonna be?
Are you ready for it?
I am. Oh. Oh, Taylor.
First time that I saw him.
Look,
More
say what
Taylor.
you want about Look What You Made Me Do. At least it provides psychological insight into Taylor Swift's deteriorating mental state. Ready for It is just as annoying, but it's still something very different. It's Taylor awkwardly wearing her pop diva costume, attempting to be Beyonce or Rihanna, and only ending up looking out of place and destroying whatever made her interesting to begin with.
Middle of the night in my dreams.
I hate the chorus of this song. I flat hate it. Anyone
I don't
could
think I've
do
ever
it.
heard this one
That's
before.
the flavorless part of the song.
Oh.
The obnoxious part is the verses,
Okay.
where Taylor Swift raps, and dear God, why
bad.
didn't someone stop her?
But if he's a ghost, then I can be a phantom.
I can't even decide what the worst part is. Is it the lyrics?
He can be my jailer. To this Taylor.
Or is it the delivery?
How this is gonna go. But he act like such a man, so I see nothing better.
Why, it's like Iggy Azalea never left us at all.
Some boys are trying too hard. He
Yeah, this doesn't sound very good.
Oh, the nerve of this chick. There is definitely someone trying too hard here, and it's not any boys. I don't know what she was thinking. Like, she sold sexy before. She can do sexy. This is not that. And you know what? A lot of people said I brought this on myself because of what I said about style. I will put up with 100 bad bloods if it gets me just one more style.
I
Now,
remember
here's my
that.
response. I said I'd put up with 100 bad bloods. Not this. No, I was not ready for it. All I can say is, I can only hope new Taylor also gets killed soon by even newer Taylor, and that even newer Taylor is more listenable than this.
Well, we can hope.
ready for it.
Percocet, yeah. Miley Percocet, Percocet, yeah. Miley Percocet, rep the set, yeah. Got
Okay. Well, that was fun. That was a pretty good list. I mean, I didn't know very many of the songs. I mean, it kind of heard some of them, but wasn't as familiar. And can't really compare. I mean, even the ones, well, especially the ones I haven't heard. I mean, I don't really know quite how they would compare to each other. I think mine list would probably be a little different. Not that I would be able to make one, but like just listening to what we hear here, I think I would order it a little different just based on how they sounded. But yeah, it was interesting, and there were he had some pretty funny bits in there. Todd, yeah, he's good at this. He's still. I mean, maybe I should watch him again. He puts out pretty good stuff. Yeah, not really sure what else to say. It was good. Yeah, a lot of rather not very good sounding music there. I mean, I'm not surprised. Pop music, it's never really been my thing, but especially now it seems really like, yeah, really uninspired, really just not very good. So, yeah, I mean, no shortage of bad songs to choose from. So, yeah. I think that pretty much covers it. Don't really have anything else to say. Good stuff. Thanks for requesting it, Chatty Pone. If you want me to react to a song of your, a video of your choice, you can check out my Patreon. If you back me at the $20 level, you can pick one video a month. For each month you stay at that level, and it can be just about anything. It can't be too long, and can't be something I've already seen. But basically, other than that, most things are going to be okay. So yeah, check that out if you're interested. And yeah, hope you liked the reaction. Let me know if you did, and see you in the next one.